Hi, everybody. Honest John here. Now, when the Justice Department decided to drop the charges against Mike Flynn for lying to the FBI about his conversations with Russia, they released a some of the texts that the FBI investigators sent back and forth to each other before they interviewed Mike Flynn. And what they discussed in those texts was whether they were going to present Flynn with the evidence that they had against him and get him to tell the truth, or whether they were going to hold back on that and just question him and see if he lied about it. Now, Bob Barr, who is as corrupt as a $3 bill, and Trump, who's even more corrupt, presented this as evidence that the FBI had done something wrong. But this is a legitimate investigative technique. There's nothing wrong. They weren't trying to entrap him. They weren't urging him to commit a crime. They just were simply questioning him and see if he did. And what Flynn did was he chose to lie. So now the Justice Department wants to drop the charges against Flynn, but the judge has gone, wait a minute, not so fast. And she's going to bring in another judge to argue against dropping those charges against Flynn. See, the problem that Flynn has is that he pled guilty. And when he pled guilty, he had to, under oath, admit that he lied and tell the judge exactly what he lied about. So that's all on the record. So the judge doesn't have to just drop the case, which was what Bob Barr and Trump were hoping the judge would do. The judge can have somebody else argue the case, and he can also sentence Flynn because he's already pled guilty. So, listen, I'm not saying the FBI never does anything wrong. They've done plenty of things wrong in the past. But in this case, they haven't. And here's Trump's problem. When Flynn talked to the Russians, he was doing it on behalf of Donald Trump. And when he lied to the FBI, he was doing it on behalf of Donald Trump. So, if Trump is defeated in the next election and they decide to charge him, everything that Flynn did will be able to be used against Trump. We'll see you in jail, Donnie.